article in the Wall Street Journal claims that the shift to the right in this election reveals that Americans view themselves as belonging to a particular economic class more than their race and gender.
Oh my God, she's having such a hard time reading this. I just wanted to put that out there. It's like, bro, like, you have glasses on. Like, what is going on? Okay, anyway.
And Bill Maher said it's not the only thing Democrats got wrong. Take a look.
Someone must tell the usual suspects on the far left that the saying is...
So we can see what happened here. This is their response. Bill Maher called them out. This is The View, and this is MSNBC. If these people don't realize that everybody's tired of them, including their own left, then I don't know what to tell them. Like, they're getting dragged, their ratings are dropping, and it's like they still don't realize or they don't care. Well, go ahead and keep doubling down. Doing YouTube is not as easy as people think it is. You got to be at least likable. And I don't know if these... Okay, all right. You know what I mean? I didn't even give them jobs for the future. We don't know. Maybe things will work out, right? Anyway, Bill Maher is about to demolish Whoopi Goldberg and the left and Joy Reid, and just take your pick because it's just so much insanity. It really is. Actually, this is the response. I'm sorry. I remember, this is the response. Okay.
Is when you're in a hole, stop digging. You just lost a crazy contest to an actual crazy person. What a shocker that the people who see everything through the lens of race and sex see their election loss as a result of racism and sexism. Yes, if only we weren't so irredeemably unenlightened, we would have elected a black president by now. Oh, what, we did? Asked if racism is built into our society. White progressives agreed with that at higher levels than black and Hispanic people. They don't want your pity. And black people can't afford to indulge rich white people's need to endlessly flagellate themselves. They just want prices to go down and good jobs and the police when you call them.
Well, if he's right, then why didn't people vote for the former prosecutor who actually had policy plans to help the working class?
Yeah, because they were poor during her mandate, okay? And she came on your show, and she told the people that she's not going to do anything different. She said, I wouldn't change a thing from Joe Biden, okay? She did that. Nobody asked her to say that. It was an easy question. She failed miserably. And then people remembered that they were doing better under Donald Trump. Democrats came in here, and I don't care. They all do this thing. Oh, well, the people don't understand how the economy works. I don't care. Y'all came in here. Y'all cut off Keystone pipelines. Y'all got us involved with wars, doing things. Inflation Reduction Act, getting this bill, writing that bill, sending money. Ukraine. Come on. Right? No. We don't, because she's a prosecutor. She didn't connect. By the way, guys, please don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button and the notification bell. Thank you to every eye that lands on these videos.
I mean, again, I got my popcorn. I don't know why people did what they did. I see all these reasons. And so, okay, time will tell. But what do y'all think?
But that's because you're not broke, like you said. And I don't want to make it seem like it's just a bunch of poor people voting for Trump, but you don't understand because you don't connect.
I just, I know that as a country, it's very difficult for people to believe that racism and misogyny, they're just alive and well. I think that we don't want to think that about ourselves, our neighbors, our friends, but it's... My lived experience tells me that it does still exist, even if your lived experience doesn't tell you that it exists. And, the facts support that. I think we have a graph. If you look at...
Before she goes to her graph and her facts, she said her lived experience. What? A few bad people who... I'm not denying that you have people who feel a certain way. And we're not even going to go there. Okay. So... But did that stop you from it? You are on a mainstream show. I'm not going to say that it's a hit show because you guys have been, it's like y'all want to take the ratings and put fire on them. I don't know. You guys are wearing this ugly jacket and everything. Get your hair done and come and tell us that we don't see enough racism and misogyny, and it's our fault for not seeing it. When your results are showing to me that this country cannot be as racist as you say it is, you get to come here and talk like this. But they're paying you to do what? Get on my nerves? I mean, I'll take the content, but really.
There's a clear racial divide in who voted for Trump as opposed to who voted for Kamala Harris. It's very clear. It's not only clear by race, but it's also clear by education. And so the notion somehow that is not true. This is by education. Those who attended college voted for her at a higher degree than those that didn't.
But I think you're missing his point.
Let me just finish. And so I've said that before, and there was so much backlash because I think it's an uncomfortable, inconvenient truth about this country.
But his whole point is they didn't vote for him because of racism and misogyny. They voted for him because they felt like, I think the biggest common denominator in this election is people want a good life and ability to provide for their family.
Well,
and whether we agree or not with Donald Trump's plans,
Black people
they thought that he was reflective.
One of the poorest demographics in this country.
I can't stand her so much. I hope one day I could meet her so I could tell her, like, your representation of what you think you're doing, you should log off and watch yourself for a week and then ask yourself, would you want to meet yourself, okay? Black people are the poorest. I mean, come on. This is why these conversations are so, like, tiresome. Every time you turn around, somebody, the same people who promote, claim to want to promote black people or do great black things for black people, they always want to remind you that you have a problem because you're black. But nobody wants to keep hearing that. And you know why they didn't vote for Trump? Because the ones who didn't, they're still on that Democrat plantation. They haven't even realized about the Uniparty yet. And they are propagandized to do that. I listen to black radio stations, and you should hear the commercials. It's all fear-mongering to black people. Oh, we can't have this again. Another Trump is going to be really bad for us. That's how they target them. It's actually, it's something that there should be a code against this or something.
They voted for Kamala Harris.
But there was a split, and more of them voted for Donald Trump than had historically. I think that there's such a desire. If you really think the vast majority of this country voted because of racism and misogyny, you're missing it. Most of my family, a lot of my family doesn't have college degrees.
But the stats are the stats.
But that's not, it doesn't say I'm white, I voted for Donald Trump because of racism. That's not, let me just ask, what stat are you talking about?
Let me just dissect the two.
Yes, you can. There's a lot
Hold on. Calm down. Everybody just take a breath. Take a breath.
Well,
take a beat.
Well, let me jump in here because I think...
But it's not about take a breath. You people are so... It's the same... Y'all don't get tired of the same conversation? The same conversation.
Sonny, what you say is valid, and I think absolutely that is part of the problem. But when we hang our hat on that's the only problem, or
no
the
one's saying it's the only.
I'm not saying you are, but I'm saying the backlash is that when people hang their hat on that being the only reason, any criticism of Vice President Harris must be because she's a woman or she's black. I voted for Hillary Clinton, not because she was a woman, she was the most qualified. I voted for Vice President Kamala Harris because more of my values fell in line with what she stood for.
But you didn't think she was most qualified because that's not what you said about her. You just voted for her because supposedly your values align with her because you're so misguided. You think that it's Christian of you to, want to do gay marriage and things like that, right? Like, yeah, no, seriously, right? Like, seriously, this lady's completely misguided. I'm not saying that you need to hate homosexuals or anything like that, but Christians should not push for these kind of weird things or abortion. So, yeah, that's why you voted for her, because of the values. But you don't think she's the most qualified. You know she's not, because you said it about Hillary. You didn't say it about her.
So all of that can be true. There is something here to the socioeconomic class, though, that is crossing racial divide in academic and education, too. Americans with a college degree 30 years ago were roughly 20% of the population and held the same percentage of household wealth as those without a degree. Yeah. 30 years later, this is important, Americans with a college degree account for 38% of the population and 73% of the household wealth. The haves and the have-nots have gone so far apart that they are rising up right now, and they cross every line of our democracy.
Okay, can I? So look, I think most people are not saying that it was all about sexism and it was all about racism. Right. Most people are not saying that. I would say to Bill Maher, who I like, whose show I've been on several times, that maybe, just maybe, when you live life as a woman and as a woman of color, you feel it and you know it a little bit more than a white man does in America. And so I'm not saying...
Yeah, and I don't know how it feels to live as a white man in America that's constantly told that they are on the highest class of oppressors. Like, they're number one. You know, I mean, like, we still aren't talking about the fact that, like, that's the one group of people, especially a white Christian male, a white Christian heterosexual male. Oh, my God. It's free range on a guy like that. It's like, just have at him. Demonize him, call him villain, make sure he's a villain in every movie, the whole bit. So I don't know how it is to be that guy, right? And I don't walk around thinking like my life is a black woman, my life is a black. I hate even when I have to use this example, right? I just think of my life as Casey and what I'm doing. It's so tiring. They just want you to just be this characteristic. Maybe these other girls, you know, that's what they're doing and all that, and they're worried about all that. But I'm around very successful black women, so I don't know, guys. I just have a different view of things. And maybe, you know, I'm not saying that things are perfect, but I'm just saying, like, what are we talking about? But the American people are tired of hearing it anyway. So I'll see you guys at the next one. Bye.